we have car parts. Did somebody say car parts? Did somebody say car parts? It might need saving again. Resurrection.
I think we're just going to send it.
Those who've been watching since the first video will remember my Mk4 Golf GTI. Some of you have been asking, where is it? What are you doing with it? Well, it still exists. It's here. And as you know, we've been quite distracted with the Santa Pod Championship following Lorna in a car and a little Mk4 just over there. However, watching and supporting and following along has given me the itch. So I've done something impulsive. I've booked a Run What You Brung at Santa Pod. However, the problem is the Santa Pod, Run What You Brung, is next weekend. So in this video, we're going to see if we can give it the TLC it needs to get to the strip, make a run and make it home. Some of you that listened closely in the first video may have recognised that it didn't quite sound right when it started. I put it down to not having run in a long time. However, having driven it around now, been on a test drive, it doesn't sound great. So stay tuned to see if we can give the Golf the TLC it needs to get to Santa Pod this weekend and make a run. And right now, hedge your bets, how fast will it go? 15s, 16s, 17s, 20s?
Let's make a start, So let's make a start, shall we? We're going to be doing a scan of the car to see what codes we've got. We've got our VAGCOM or VCDS, Rostec, as the Americans will call it. Getting in here. And then, because we need something to plug it into, we've got Lorna's trusty laptop, otherwise known as the best diagnostics tool in the world. If you happen to have one of these and you want to know where the super duper secret diagnostics port is, I'll tell you. Voila. And then with our trusty Alexa, we're going to plug it in and see how we go. Okay, so ignition on. We have ignition. That's more than we got last time, right? We do seem to get some weird ticking from the HVAC controls down here. Any ideas? So it's just scanning at the moment, and what we'll do, once we've finished scanning, we will clear the codes, go for a short test drive, and let's report back. Beep, bop, 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 beep, 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 bop, bop, bop. And away we're scanning. It's going through all the modules of the car at the moment, trying to work out what's wrong, and we're seeing a few things pop up there. Hopefully nothing too major. Look, it sounds like a ticking time bomb, and all I've got is Captain Hook right now. Is there an alligator in my car or a crocodile? So the scan is complete. Let's take a look at the codes. It doesn't seem like anything too dramatic, but then again, I may not be an expert. Flicking through here, we have some problems with boost pressure, regulation issues, N75, voltage too low. I'm just going to put that down to the battery. And then we've got maximum engine speed exceeded. Probably danger to manifold right there, but I think that's from the remap. And then we've also got this surprise fault here. ABS brakes. That may explain the ABS light that's come up on the dash. Other than that, we've got some HVAC faults or aircon. It's not been topped up in the time that I've had it. So that's probably that, along with some voltage supply issues elsewhere. Overall, not too bad. If it's not flagging a code, it means we're going to have to do some manual diagnostics on the exhaust and see what's wrong. That's the scan done. Now, let's take it for a test drive. And what you may hear is what I call roping. Actually, I'll leave that up and I'll give it a start, and then you can be the judge and jury. Does this sound right to you? Maybe worth mentioning that it smells incredibly rich, richer than I remember when I first modified it. So that leads me to think that we do have some kind of exhaust leak around the middle. I'll give it a minute or two and then I'll give it a few revolutions. We also still have the ABS light on the dash. Not sure about that one. So drive was okay. It was only a short one. I don't want to get the exhaust too hot if I'm gonna have to work on it. But you can hear, it's strange. You can hear it coming from just underneath. Just sounds like a slight blow that we'll investigate. I'll do this one-handed. Magic. Sounds like it's coming from down there. Let's find out. P.S. Technically, we've done a Run What You Brung in the Golf before. However, it wasn't a we then, it was an I. And this time, I'd like to bring you along with me. What we're going to do, hop in right now, scan the codes again just quickly before we get into some further diagnostics. Back into our secret cubbyhole. It would have been nice to take on the test drive, but it was fairly undramatic, sticking to the speed limits and all that stuff. And I don't quite have the camera set up yet, but watch this space. So not to get bogged down in the technical detail, it seems like pretty much all the same faults have appeared. We're now going to hop in to some rather what seems like cowboy diagnostics, but bear with me. Look, you'll have to forgive me. It's sat around feeling sorry for itself, but we will get it washed up. Don't quote me on that. Before our Run What You Brung. Get your head out the gutter. So, what's the plan with some tape and a hoover? The idea is you take this, it's the exhaust, and take a shop vac so that it can blow as well. Stick it up, and hopefully with a bit of soapy water or just be able to hear, we'll see if or where any leaks are. Right? It worked for Chris Fix, so it should work for me. They call it the Titan. Now, because I thought the sleeper look was cool, I don't have a nice straight tip to go onto. I need to get under here. And if I show you, we've got a nice turn down tailpipe there. Exhaust pipe. We're not in America. So you can actually see it. There we go. So basically, we've got to stick that in there. Or on and around with a nice seal. It's not a nicely shaped tip one. It's not one of the good ones. Look at that. Grows on bushes. It's not too much for tight seal. But give it a go. That should work, right? Now let's give that a whirl and see what happens. Connect this here. Make sure we're set to blow and not suck. Yep, that's connected in the right way. Switch on and see what happens. Definitely hear something down there now. So we see the turbo there going into the downpipe. Let's get some soapy water around there. To make things easier, just like when you've got a puncture in your bicycle tyre or car tyre, then I've got this. I want to apologise to Lorna. This is for spraying the plants and it now has soap in it, but I'll give it a little spray down there. It's harder than it looks holding a camera and a janky spray bottle. Oh, it seems to be blown off. I think we might need some more tape. Now is not the time for precipitation, but we will continue. Right, we've tape it up a bit tighter, although left a small air gap, and that seems to be better. Okay, we're soaped up. There we go. We can see the culprit. So that is the turbo to downpipe gasket by the looks of it. Winner. Diagnosed. We have found the exhaust leak. Well, it would make sense as to why it may be struggling or feeling a bit sluggish, and the fumes, because I think that's before the O2 sensor. So for those that don't know, the idea is it comes out the turbo, comes out the engine, spins the turbo, goes down the downpipe, and we've got a leak there effectively as soon as it comes out the engine or turbo. Insert overnight parts from Japan meme here. Thanks to Dark Side Developments, who are a really good parts supplier that I've used before for the VAG scene, especially diesels, but in this case, the 180. We've got a gasket kit. Well, it's actually a turbo fitting kit, but we're only going to use the downpipe to turbo gasket because I don't want to start meddling around with studs that could break. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Let's rock on. So we have a syringe. I'm not actually quite sure what that's for, but I can only assume that that is for putting some thread lock on these. We've got some new copper washers and nuts, and what we need, the downpiped turbo gasket. Nice. Let's see what the old one looks like. Before we do, we will slip us off. Ooh. Not pretty, but it did the job. Safety first. As I like to get a bit of ASMR when I can in the videos, I'll get you some handbrake clicks. Jack up using the reinforced part of the seam and not the ones before it, because otherwise it bends. This is never fun, never fun. We're all jacked up. Jack stands are in. Let's get underneath. And let's be real, nobody wants dust in their eyes or little shards of rust, which I'm expecting here. I like my eyes. Right, let's get a look at what we're working with here. Axle stands in, nice and comfy. So if we shuffle all back, we can see, there we go, the turbo to exhaust downpipe right there. And fortunately for us, with the rest of it back, I have a small catalytic converter cutout. So that should make this job easier, because if I disconnect those two, drop that in, I'll get quite easy access to the turbo downpipe without having to drop the whole exhaust. That's the theory. But first, we're going to need some tools. What tool? And of course, penetrant. I think we're going to need this. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have quite the gust you'd want. Note to self, invest in a taller jack or jack stand or some of those fancy ramps, because I ain't got much room, but progress we make. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Bit too easy. Why is metal so loud? If Craig's watching, this is what I imagine Steel City sounds like. Hello. Well, it would seem that we have Lorna herself, our superstar behind the camera, helping me out, because Matt Armstrong makes it look really easy. It's not. If I had another hand for a camera, that would be handy. Right, removed all the bolts, and we're going to take out our test pipe where the cat is. Right, DVLO, you're watching this. There we go. That is the removable test pipe. And now we should have a lot more wiggle room to take out the downpipe, which is here, a nice 3-inch downpipe. You can see it's very, very sooty. Mind you, it is an exhaust. Anyhow, on to the next bit. They call me a contortionist. For those that are interested, this is what my cat looks like now. When I had the exhaust done, I asked them to take the stock one and make do with it. Comes in handy. So it seems getting to the downpipe bolts might be a bit of a challenge. So I'm just quickly taking out the drive shaft. Heat shield? Yeah, that'll do. Go. On heat shield. I'm quite nervous. I don't know if these have ever been off before. So here's what we're dealing with. Just up there. So you can see nicely lubed up. I've just cracked the first one. I'm just worried about snapping the studs. But so far, so good. God bless the ratchet spanner. So we seem to have broken all the nuts off the studs and none of them have snapped. I may have spoken a little bit too soon. It looks like the studs come with it. They look like they've seen better days. Fortunately, the Dark Side kit does come with new ones. So I just need to make sure I know how to fit studs. I've got nothing left. Oh, it's coming. It's a-coming. Let it be known that there is no such thing as a 5-minute job, but I'll show you what I found. What you'll notice in the downpipe that we've lowered down, there is in fact no gasket in there. That would explain the leak. Unless it's burned away, my only guess is the exhaust fitters or whoever had it before didn't use a gasket and just used paste. Do you ever get them times when you just think, I wish I'd thought more? I've taken 4 bolts off to replace that gasket. I realised that the gasket that I've got has 3 and it's completely the wrong size anyway. Well, it's the right size, but this is for downpipe to catalytic converter, because previously it comes straight out the turbo, straight into the catalytic converter, and that would have been it. But obviously I've got an aftermarket system, so maybe they've just used exhaust paste and not a gasket of any kind. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. That's probably the wrong thing, but I think I'm going to put a load of exhaust paste in there and see if that does the trick and seals it. So fortunately, when we did Lorna's exhaust, I had some of this exhaust assembly paste left. Just says clean it up, which I'll do anyway. Get a wire brush on it, clean it up, apply a load of this liberally. It says avoid racing until fully hardened, so maybe that will do the trick and seal it. Watch this space. Seeing as we do have the exhaust off, part of me wonders, what does a 180 sound like straight off the turbo? So that might sound good, or it might sound terrible. Should we find out? If it goes up on fire, I'm sorry. It is a Sunday, so I best not, but that's rich. What do you think, babe?
Yeah, sounds epic.
Okay, everything's back together. The test pipe, the down pipe to the turbo, it's all back together. It's been a bit of a learning curve. I've gone with the exhaust paste. I coated as much as possible on there. Felt like the right thing, rather than trying to find a gasket that fits. Well, I suppose the putty is a gasket, but I don't know if that's the proper way to do it. But that's all the part of this journey, really. Anyway, I'm going to box it up. It says it needs to dry overnight or a gentle warm. So I'm going to effectively drive it 5 foot, park it up, and the next time we'll see if the leaks are still there and it runs any better. I'm hoping it does, because we need to be at Santa Pod next weekend and I want it to run well. I want it to sound good. So catch you on the flippity flip. Let's have a look in here. Bit smoky, but I'm not sure if that's normal. Although I say that, it does say there can be smoke as it burns off the excess. Let's see how we get on. We'll let it idle for 5-10 minutes and then we'll let it cool down. While we're in the car, waiting for it to warm up, we do still have 2 lights on the dash that appeared just after passing the MOT. And we have ABS and what I know as a traction control light. Usually when you push ESP, that traction control one comes off or goes on. But at the moment, they're both on together, so I might need to do a bit of research, but it doesn't seem to affect the driving at all. If anyone in the comments can let me know, I'll be grateful. Okay, so we've been nearly 10 minutes now. Gonna go check on it. It has just started raining. What's that got to do with anything? Also, I should make a shout out to the greatest driving footwear of all time. Okay, it's the night after. We've let the exhaust paste seal overnight. We're now going to start it up, see if we can hear anything dramatic, leave it to idle for 5 to 10 minutes, as the instructions say, and then take it for a gentle drive, bring it back, let it cool down. After that, 2 or 3 more heat cycles, then we should be ready to drive hard this weekend. Moment of truth, we've got power. It's quite hard to tell. The exhaust is loud. Let's have a look around the fitting. It does still sound like it's blowing. Pop the bonnet and see what we're looking like. But there's still smoke coming from the gasket. I'm not too worried about that. Okay, not satisfied with the result, so I've made a small purchase. I've got some ramps to allow me to get under the car quickly while it's running, to see if I can find where this leak's coming from, because it doesn't sound any better. If not, it sounds worse. I'll probably get flamed in the comments for using the wrong products and doing it wrong, but I'm learning, I'm trying. Let's see what we can find. I've never used ramps before, but they look safe. They're from Halfords, right? So I've just been out for a drive and got the car nice and hot, and you can hear it from the resonator now. Doesn't sound like it's coming from up here like I thought it was. It's almost coming from in here, inside the resonator. I don't know if there's anything up there. I can't see anything. I mean, can it do that? Can it make noise from inside a resonator? I don't know. At this rate, it drove okay. The brakes were fine. I think we're just going to send it. Let's clean it up, get it ready for the Sunday Run What You Brung. Let's send it. And if you've got any ideas about the lights on the dash, let me know. Let's go. Okay, so we know we've got a few problems to work on the Golf. However, we're going to send it tomorrow. But what we can do before tomorrow is tidy it up. So I'm going to swap the vacuum cleaner for a jet wash, and let's see how much we can tidy up this tatty Golf and make it look a bit better for tomorrow. Because we all know that if you clean up a car, A, all the problems go away, just like a service, and 2, it goes faster. So let's go. And when I say a little bit tatty, let's take a look at how grubby the Golf has got in the time since our last video. Shoot me, but I'm going to try this Halford Advanced stuff. It looks quite good in the black bottles, and that was enough to sell me in the shop. So let's give it a go. First up, snow foam. Time for a bubble bath. I must say that I've got a bit carried away. You know what? It's quite therapeutic cleaning the car. I've not done it in a long time, and I'm quite enjoying this. It's part of the hobby, I suppose. But I've got to dry it yet, clean the windows, and I think we might have to skimp on the interior. But the interior doesn't make it go faster. So as you can tell, it's pretty dark out, and I'm pretty much finished. I've got to clean the windows yet because I like to see out of them. But it looks quite good in the dark. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Hopefully we can get there and back, fingers crossed, and get some good runs in. Have a think, what do you reckon? Timings 15, 16, 17 seconds. You'll have to hang tight. See you on the flippity flip. The morning has arrived and the car doesn't look too bad. We're going to hit the road now, but let's get some shots of the car now that we can see it in the daylight. Okay, we're on the road, we're making good progress, not far to go now. While you're mulling over how fast this car will go and whether it will make it or not, here's a question for you. What kind of birds stick together? You have to watch on to see what the answer is. We're here at the Holy Gates. Well, the road leading up to the Holy Gates. We got here, we made it. We can see the holy windmills that keep this place safe from building developments. So we're here nice and early, track's about to open in 5 minutes. We've just signed on. Lorna's gonna go get herself a passenger wristband, and I wanna get in the queue straight away and see what we can do.
Adding more power into there.
Just like our race girl, it's my turn. I'm just heading down the firing lanes now. I'm gonna go for my first run. Lorna's gonna jump out and film from the stands, but you have got a passenger wristband, so she's gonna jump out with me. Well, not jump out with me. She's gonna jump out and I'll drive the car because unlike Herbie, I need to do some inputs. Still got the lights on the dash, which means we've got no traction control, which is fine because we'd switch it off anyway. Predictions? I just hope we get to the end for the first run. So let's rock and roll. I've been practicing.
Ben's just done his first run for today, and I think he's going to be impressed with the time, to be fair. I was shocked, it was good. So let's go and find out. Hello you. How do you think you done?
Yeah, all right, I think. How did it look?
Very good.
It felt really good. A bit of clutch, smelled a bit when I lifted the bonnet there. So I think I slipped it a bit off the line. It felt good, it pulled really well. More than I remember, so...
What's your time? What do you think you done?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Let's give us a...
17.3.
Let's find out, shall we?
I was aiming for 16s, because that's what I remember that we did at the Run What You Brung the first time we took this. So I think it's faster than that, but 16s. But that run felt really good. So what was it?
15.28.
15.28? Yep.
I
Wow. mean, I know it gripped up, but whether it's used up all the power for the rest of the day and that's all we're getting, but we'll see. That was good. That was really good. That was worth the wait. So hopefully we can get through the queue. It's not too bad, and hopefully now it's running, we can get a few more runs in. And the temperature is getting hot, so I'm going to turn it off now. We're going out for run 2 now. Adrenaline's kicking back in again. We've got Lorna in the car with us, so we'll see how you enjoy it, being a passenger. Oh, I'm excited. I encourage anyone to do this. Doesn't matter what car you've got. Nervous now. Let's rock and roll.
Let's go.
I'm getting this again. Johnny Tran in his S2000. I reckon this guy's going about 100 grand underneath that bonnet. Yeah. Yeah, boy.
You ready?
They are. They've got a passenger as well, so I can't use that excuse.
Okay, let's get lined up. I think you beat him.
I got a bit of wheel hop there. I didn't launch anywhere near as smooth as the last one.
Let's see what your time is, yeah?
That was fine. I didn't launch that very well at all. But
Fast.
whew.
That was good. Woo.
For those that are wondering, when you get to the end, just get down here and spin it round. Oh, one of those. Just a little hint, bookmark this. There may be a project car that's on my mind. Future channel aspirations. You can't see me winking because I've got glasses on. So that last run, 15.3, so a touch slower. I'm not going to say Lorna added to that at all because she weighs nothing, but a load of wheel hop off the line, so I need to work on that. Maybe it's because I was racing Mr. Johnny Tran in the S2000, heavy footed. So that's 3 runs done now. You might be able to hear the drift cars over there. I've purposely not put noise cancellation on because personally it sounds bloody brilliant. So we got 15.2, 15.3, and we just done a 15.8. We eliminated the wheel hop, but it bogged down. It was a bit of a traffic light, granny pull away. However, it felt smoother. But one thing is, finish speeds are almost exactly the same. So we got 95.06, 95.04. That last one was 94. But again, I think that's because of pull away. So if I can match that same pull away I did in my first run, I think we'll get a good one in the bag. Will we get to 14s? I don't know. But as a bit of fun, the car's sounding extra spicy today. We got a little pop between the gear changes in first run, and I'll be honest, it is a bit exciting. So Lorna's going to take the mic. I'm going to start it up. It's still warm, and give it a little rev for the camera. Doesn't sound as good now. There's something magic about that black stretch of tarmac that everything sounds better and it goes faster. So get yourself down there. I might treat myself to a drift ride because I think it's about time I put the drift in Drift Drag Drive. I think it's about time we had some drifting on the channel, don't you? Look where I am. Yeah, boy. Yes! Bit of a twist there, ended up in a drift ride, absolutely brilliant. So keep an eye on that because we need to introduce some more drift into Drift Drag Drive, and that's the ambition. And the Golf isn't rear wheel drive, is it? So incoming, I may have been in the car that may end up on this channel, but those that can work out what it was from the interior, let me know, or the sound, because it sounded incredible. Anyway, we're gonna go out, do a few more runs, see if we can break the 15s. I'm not sure if we can, especially as it's getting hotter, but I'm really keen to mirror what we did in our first run, where we got a 15.2, no wheel hop or anything. So let's give it a go. That's also got a 1.8 litre turbo. Our engines aren't the same, or our cars. Right, we're in the left lane. Let's see if this brings us any luck against our friend in the VAG wagon. Come on! And we're back. We made it there and back in the day. It did us good. Four runs, all in the 15s. The first run was the fastest, so got something to work on there if we find ourselves at a Run What You Brung again. So stay tuned. Thanks for following along. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that sexy stuff. Eat your fruit and veg. So you've been holding on, thinking about that question. What kind of birds stick together? I'll tell you. Velcros.
The only problem is the sound.
Putting your fault there. Stick it up.
Oh, I've dropped me nuts.
10-minute drive, which happens to turn into a Tesco's meal deal. My name's Ben, and I didn't touch the plant water bottles.
Not sure where I'm going now. Resurrection.